My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. What I have here, everyone, is the iDoGen Instant Pop-Up Tent. The company claims this is a 4 to 5 person instant setup tent. Is it an instant pop-up tent? Yes. Can you fit 4 or 5 people inside of this? There's no way in this universe that 5 people are going to fit in this. 4 people will not fit in this. 3 people will not fit in this. 2 people will, 1 person would, and that's it. Without a doubt, the company's not honest about the number of people who can fit inside of this tent, but I encourage you not to turn this off just yet, because with this instant pop-up tent, I've never seen anything like it before. This shelter has features that I've never seen with a pop-up tent before. It is truly unique in many ways. My friends, I thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Luke. This is the Outdoor Gear Review. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the company iDoGen. This is a South Korean company. I did a little bit of searching to see how big this company was because of this right here. This says One Touch Tents #1 market brand in Korea. I'm not really sure what this means. One Touch Tents #1 market brand in Korea. I don't know. To me, this reads like they're trying to say they're the #1 tent company in Korea. But the first part really has me confused because it says One Touch Tents. So I don't know if that's a company. I don't know what that means. I did some searching and can find absolutely nothing about it. No matter what, iDoGen is a South Korean company, and get this, they are now offering their products here in the United States. The other day I was on Amazon looking at a product that a viewer recommended, and I came across this. First off, it's an instant pop-up tent. I love these type of tents. 2, the price was really low. $89 was the retail price, but there was a 40% off coupon. That made this tent incredibly inexpensive. Next, the company claimed 4 to 5 person. Next, it had some features that I've never seen before with a pop-up tent. So I went ahead, I purchased it, I've already done 1 trip out in it, and soon I'll be doing some waterproof testing with this shelter. I am positive you're going to find this tent just as interesting as I do. So why don't we go ahead, let's just do a component breakdown, and then I'll set up this tent. Literally, folks, it takes about 2 seconds to set this up fully. It is very impressive. If you decide to purchase this instant pop-up tent, this is what you're going to receive. So we have the outer storage bag with very small grab handle. On the inside, we have the second storage bag with grab handle. On the front, it says Fast Camp. Here we have the tent. Here we have poles. That's right, everyone. This pop-up tent has poles. I'm sure you're wondering, what are the poles for? It's for the awning. Additionally, we have some tent stakes and some guy lines. It is now time to set up this tent. Let me show you all why this is called an instant pop-up tent. We have a compression strap here. I'm going to take this off. As soon as you take this off, you need to be prepared for this tent to expand. That, everyone, is why this is called an instant pop-up tent. The poles are integrated into the tent itself, and they fold up. So as soon as you take that compression strap off, boom, this tent is ready to go. To get the best setup with this tent, it is wise to take 2 tent stakes and stake out the front, and 2 tent stakes to stake out the back. Basically, that's going to take the front of the tent and hold that down to the ground, because this does have a tendency to want to fold up. Before I attach the awning system, let's go ahead and let's go over the features of the tent itself. So with this shelter here, we have 2 doors. Each door has a mesh panel and each door has a fabric panel. Both of these panels can be rolled back and tied off. On the sides of the tent, we have 2 windows. In each of the corners of the tent, we have vents. And then when we go to the inside of the tent, you will see this here. This is a privacy wall. So let's say that you're at a campsite, it's very warm, and part of the tent is facing other campers. And let's say that you need to change clothes or something like that. Instead of closing the tent up via the door, you can simply put up the privacy wall and no one can see you. This is a very interesting feature. I've never seen this before. Additionally, on the inside of the tent, we have 2 mesh pockets and 2 hanging clips. Before I show you all the awning and put it on, let's go ahead and let's measure the inside of this tent so you all have a good idea of just how big this is. Realistic measurements. This tent is extremely long. In fact, we're looking at 91 inches, which is over 7 feet. That is impressive. As far as the height goes, 38.5 inches. As far as width goes, we are looking at 69 inches. So yes, this is a very large tent. Now everyone, let's put on the awning. When it comes to doing this, you have to attach this to the tent itself. You will see that we have 3 pieces of hardware on this tent, 1 in the center and 1 on each side. Those little toggles will attach to this awning. The awning, everyone, is very interesting. And that's because this is a 2-stage awning. On the inside, there's a zipper. So you can set this up with a short awning or with a long one. I've never seen this before. It's a smart idea, it really is, but no, I've never seen this before. We have these grommets here, we take the toggles and we put them through the grommets. And this is how you attach the awning to the tent. It's very smart, it's very easy, and it's effective. Now everyone, we need to put together the poles that are included. These are 1-stage poles, fixed length. So you can use these in one of 2 ways. You can attach the poles to what I call the first stage and set this up, 1 pole on each side, or you can go to the second stage and set it up this way. This is the iDoGen Instant Pop-Up Tent with the awning attached in 2 stages. As I mentioned before, folks, this tent is very unusual. I have never seen this feature on a pop-up tent before. This is without a doubt a first. It's awesome that the company included the poles. What's not awesome is this. The company did not include enough tent stakes to set this up. The company did not include enough guy lines to set this up. In fact, the company only gives you 4 tent stakes and 2 guy lines, even though if you want to set this up completely, you need 8 guy lines in total, and you will need 8 tent stakes in total. I wish there was someone that I could reach out to at this company and ask them why they didn't include enough hardware. It's really, really strange. On the tent body alone, there's placements for 4 guy lines, so you can anchor the tent down in windy conditions. But yet, the company only includes 2. They provide an awning, but they don't give you enough tent stakes and guy lines to even set it up. I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's weird that they include the poles, but not the tent stakes. How bizarre. This is what the tent looks like with the awning in stage 2. Let's go ahead and let's put it in stage 1. It is quite smart the way that the awning goes from stage 2 to stage 1. All you have to do is just zip it up and it's out of the way. That's pretty clever. Let's take a second here and let's go over some stats concerning this shelter. The company claims this is good for 4 to 5 people. They are full of crap. There's no way. 2 people plus some gear, 2 people plus a dog, that's it. You would not want to put 3 people, let alone 4 or 5 people in there. You couldn't even get 5 kids in there. I mean, maybe you can get like, I don't know, maybe 4, like 4-year-olds, whatever. Anyways, folks, as far as adults go, this is good for 2, no more than that. This tent has 2 doors, 2 windows, 4 vents. When the tent is in the storage case, it is 34 inches long and it's roughly 4 inches thick. The tent weighs 10.3 pounds on my scale. And according to the company, this is made from a polyester Oxford that has a PU coating. The waterproof rating is 2000. When the awning is fully extended, it is 120 inches long. When it's in stage 1, it is 60 inches long. The awning is also 54 inches wide. And lastly, everyone, the price of this is $89. Now, everyone, I want to go over my thoughts and impressions concerning this shelter now that I've begun testing it out. So right off the bat, I have to say I do like this tent. I think it's really unusual. It has some cool features to it. It is, without a doubt, the largest pop-up tent I have ever seen. Most pop-up tents are pretty small. I mean, you can fit 2 people in there, but just barely. This one will easily fit 2 people plus some gear, a pet, and so on. Then we have to talk about the awning. The awning is awesome. Again, I've never seen that before with a pop-up tent. The setup process is super simple. The breakdown process is also super simple once you know what you're doing. Until that point, it may be complicated for you. This tent features 2 large doors that make it very easy to enter and exit the tent. Next, because there's so much mesh on this tent, we have mesh at the doors, at the windows, at the vents. Ventilation inside of this is excellent. I mean, it really is. So far, everything that I've mentioned here is a positive, so let's switch that up. Let's talk about a negative. A negative for this tent is quality. When it comes to the seam work of this shelter, it's bad, folks. I mean, it really is. This tent has some of the worst stitching that I've ever seen. When I bought this tent, I got a 40% off coupon off of Amazon. For that price, perfect. For $80, it's still not bad, right? For 80 bucks, I wouldn't complain about the overall quality, but I will say it does have loose threads all over the place. The good thing is that these loose threads are not going to cause you any problems, but it does make me question whether or not this tent is going to be waterproof. Speaking of which, another con is the fact that this tent, the seams, they're not all taped for some reason. Some seams are taped. Others are not. Why some are not, I have no idea. Maybe the company's done some sort of seam sealing on the inside of the fabric. I just can't say. Coming up very soon, I will be performing my waterproofing test with this tent. I will have a dedicated video concerning that. So make sure to stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe, of course. Oh yeah. Going back to the positives here for this tent, it does keep the bugs out 100%. The awning poles are included. Going to the negatives, you do not receive enough tent stakes or enough guy lines to set this up completely. That makes no sense at all. Going back to a positive, the weight is good. The overall storage size is good. And lastly, the privacy wall on the inside is very unique and it works. It's smart. And there you have it, everyone. Those are the pros and cons that I have for this tent as of right now. I am still testing out this product. I have a long way to go. So far, I do like this tent quite a bit. I do have some questions though, especially concerning quality. The quality of this tent as far as the stitching goes does concern me, and it leads me to believe that this tent may not be waterproof. I'm confused by it, to be honest. Some of the seams are taped, others are not. It just does not make any sense to me. Ultimately though, folks, we will see whether or not this tent leaks coming up very soon. As it stands right now, if you were to purchase this tent, I would recommend using this in dry conditions only. And that's okay. For a lot of people, they're not going to go camping in rain. If there's even a slight chance of rain, they will call off the trip. And if you're that type of person and you like pop-up tents, you may want to consider this. This tent does have a lot of space. It has a huge awning. Ventilation is off the hook with this tent, and it does keep the bugs out, so for a lot of people, that's enough. They don't need anything more than that. And get this, folks, I was thinking about this the other night. Let's say that rain was coming in, so you set up a large tarp. This tent would work perfectly underneath that tarp. Let's say that this tent is not waterproof when you have it out in a rainstorm. It would be water resistant, rain resistant. So if you were to put this underneath a tarp, it would work perfectly for that. I'm the type of person, I love setting up really large tarps. I like having a lot of livable space underneath my tarps there. Something like this would work perfectly with that type of setup. Putting up the tarp, rather simple. Putting up the tent, super simple. So you can have a really nice setup in no time that offers a lot of protection and also ventilation. Anyways, folks, as far as the iDoGen tent goes, I have to say I do like it. The quality of this tent makes sense concerning the price. Even at $89, this is acceptable in my opinion. And those, my friends, are my thoughts. Make sure to sound off down below in the comment section. Let me know, what do you all think about this tent? Also, if you happen to be from Korea and you know of this brand, share your thoughts and your experiences. Is this a company that you can trust? Are they well known for quality? Are they well known for junk? Comment down below and share with the community. Lastly, everyone, make sure to stay tuned because my waterproof testing with this tent is coming up very soon. For now, I am done. Everyone, take care, be well, strength and honor. Oh, by the way, please hit the thumbs up before you go. I do appreciate it. It helps the channel. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can do so on Patreon, on YouTube. You can join the Wolf Pack. Oh yeah.